Okay, great. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Thank you everyone for being here, and I'm going to hand it over to the Deputy Mayor for our acknowledgement.
Thank you, Mayor. The Council Corporation Township of Hornepayne would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the land on which we gathered here today is 1905, 1906 territory, the traditional lands of indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. So review and note any changes to the agenda. So we do have one change. We had one candidate withdraw, so Mr. Swire withdrew. So we'll approve as amended. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councilor Peter Kissmaker, second by Councilor Belinda Kissmaker. Be it resolved that Council does hereby approve the agenda as amended. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, well, I'm so happy we're having this meeting. It was unfortunate to have a councillor resign, and but I am glad to see that people put their name in. I really thank both of you for submitting your name, and Dalton as well. And look forward to this evening, and glad to see both of you back. I've sat with both of you on council, so this is wonderful. And just some housekeeping items that I'm going to go through, so everyone understands the night. So the order of the candidate is in alphabetical order by last name. You'll have 5 minutes to present, and each candidate will get 2 questions from each councillor. You received 4 questions, and those will be asked, and then we'll ask for unknown questions, but it's the same question for each candidate. During the process, each candidate will go upstairs with Dwayne into the library. There's no access to the video because we are live streaming. And we request that you have no phones for contact, outside contact, just to keep the process fair. You'll come in one at a time, do your presentation, answer the questions, and then the next candidate will come in, do the same. At that time, council, you should have all of your ballots. They should have your name on them, where you can put the candidate name and your signature. So it is a recorded vote. It is as secret as possible so that we're not influencing other people's votes. And after we're done, they'll be flipped upside down on the table, and Manuela will come around to collect them for Jen. And then Jen will read out the ballots in the order she received. There's no particular order at that time. If we end up having a tie, after the vote, that's when the candidates will be brought back down. And if we are in a tie, we do have 2 more questions. So each candidate will come in and answer 2 more questions, and then we'll do a revote at that time. And during the voting process, like any time we're doing something with council, we can have open deliberations ahead of our vote. And that's all going to be recorded for the candidates. You can watch the recording after the meeting. And have I missed anything? As far as I'm aware, no. Okay, and if at this time, do you have any questions for the 2 candidates? No? Okay, and council, do you have any questions at this time? No, okay. Dwayne, if you want to take the candidates both upstairs. Or actually, we could just start. We could just have the one candidate. Well, we can go up and, oh, sorry. We still have to do the list of certificates. Okay, yeah. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Are you hold me afterwards?
Text, yeah. Someone will text you. Thank you, Dwayne. And sorry, the list of certified candidates? Yes. Okay. And then I need a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Dragos, second by Councillor Peter, that the following individuals who have signified in writing that they are legally qualified to hold office and consent to accept the office if they are appointed to fill the vacancy be considered for the appointment to fill such vacancy. Jon Peroff and Paul Stewart. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, all housekeeping's done. John, you're welcome to sit at the table with us, and no, we don't need to close the door. Okay, so you have 5 minutes. Jen will be keeping time and a minute she'll knock, and then you'll have a minute to wrap up if you haven't expired all your time. And go ahead, John, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, as you know, I've been here for about 25 years in town. Been a member of many organizations, right through when we started Cub Scouts, and we was on a number of committees like the Nuclear Waste Committee, the Hornepayne Housing Committee, town councilor for 4 years. I'm also a small business owner or big business owner, whatever. And we grew that. So I think my view of the town is quite varied. I've met a lot of people over the years. And I think that would help me a long ways in becoming a councilor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go around. So what will happen with the questions is it'll start with me. It's in alphabetical order by last name, and Belinda will speak after me. And we'll ask our first question. And then we'll ask our second question, okay? So I'm gonna start off, John. Why do you want to be on council?
I'd like to be on council because in the last several years, I've noticed a significant increase in the community. It's run really well. I think it's running better and better all the time. We're getting better. I just feel that I can help out and I want to be a part of it moving forward.
Okay, thank you for that. Belinda, go ahead.
Okay, what is the job description or purpose of a council member?
A council member is somebody who would who's there to represent the community as a whole, and rather than an individual or an individual organization. They don't have a specific goal to achieve. It's looking at everybody's viewpoints and working for the betterment of the community.
Okay, thank you. Peter?
Well, the first question I got has already been answered, so I'll go right to number 2.
Oh, we should just stick to the answer. Stick
Okay.
to the question, yeah.
Why should we vote for you?
You should vote. Well, I find when I talk to people, I've talked to many people in the community, and I find it's interesting because everybody has a different viewpoint. And it's whether or not I agree with their viewpoint, it's a learning experience, and I take that in consideration. I won't argue with somebody if they have their viewpoint, and I find it very important to know that. Makes a better decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Spanik, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. John, what skills and experience would you bring to the council team?
My experience is, again, talking to many people. I've been on council before, so I've met people at all different levels. I'm very objective to what I hear. Open-mindedness. I like to have information about everything, whether I agree or disagree with it again.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll go through the second set of questions. And for me, it's what is the main legislation that the municipality follows?
The municipal bylaw.
You're welcome to elaborate. You have 2 minutes. So.
Sorry, say that again. What's the question?
What main legislation does a municipality follow?
Municipal Act of Ontario, I think it is. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, carry on, Belinda.
Okay, at times there can be items on the agenda that we personally do not agree with, but as council members, we're required to be objective and make the best decision for the community. Do you feel that you can be objective and make that decision? Which I think you already answered. If so, please give us an example of related situation that you have personally encountered.
Well, in my last the last, run of council, there was a number of issues, in fact, that, came across, and through talking to members here, we had to vote against what I thought. Come to a specific one, I don't recall anything specific. I'd have to think about that one. Very hard.
Okay, thank you. Peter?
What priority would you place on maintaining and possibly expanding our community recreational facilities and programs? And how would you balance it with other budget demands?
There's the priorities that need to be, funded properly. Not to dismiss recreation and activities to get, to promote tourism is a big thing, to get people coming into the community. Getting those funds is a big thing. It'll help us grow. Yeah, but we also have a budget to follow. We have departments that need work, right? Public Works Department, we need that.
Thank
So
you.
it's a big one.
Thank you. Counselor Spelling.
Thank you. What is your one vision for our community?
Be the greatest place on earth to live. We are the center of Ontario, and I like to promote that. And, it's a good hometown, comfortable. Everybody likes each other. I really enjoy living here, and I want to maintain that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, John. So now you'll go upstairs and you can let Dwayne, or you're gonna let Dwayne know he's on his way up.
I'll take him up.
Okay.
And bring
Okay.
Paul
Thank
down.
you.
There we
Thanks,
go.
John.
Thank you, John.
you.
Okay.
Does the phone not sit on the side to show the timing? Is that where you're having the hold it?
Yeah, I thought that if I would turn on,
It would flip it.
Yeah.
And it's not.
it sure isn't.
Well, thank you for that.
No worries, I'm just kind of really old.
But it still works. Hi, Paul.
Hey, that wasn't exactly a grilling, I guess, eh? I sit
We're
here.
saving
Yeah,
it
you
for
can
you.
sit there, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes, introduce yourself, say what you'd like. Jen has a timer. At a minute, she'll knock, and then it dings at the end.
Well, I shouldn't need 5 minutes. I mean, everybody knows me. I don't make it a secret of what I do in the community. I have thoughts. I've passed them on before when I was on council previously. I applied a formula, kind of the system that we did with minor hockey, we did it with kids sport, did it with the rec committee here, and I think part of that, my intention is to reestablish the rec committee, and as a committee council, that's what we did previously, and just make things happen, take the money from the things that happen, use it as our seed money, apply for grants. Then, because we clad the bears, Peter was part of that, for at no cost to the community, other than, when they played locker toss, they contributed, and when they went in the fish derby, same thing. So I see it as like, everybody wins. Something happens and we're like, hey, something's happening, and we get some money and we do something good with it. So the skate park is a similar adventure. Hope to write the grant for trillion And I just think that's sort of my main, like, I'm kind of a stay-at-home counselor. I like, just like to look after me immediately and let other people worry about the outside world. I'm completely fine with, just doing my thing in town. I mean, you guys know what I've done, I've been involved with kids sport. We established kids sport in 2004 and it's become very successful. We serve the community in a bunch of different ways. We do birthday parties almost well, not every weekend, but fairly regularly now. And we have infrastructure available for other organizations to use if they want to host an event of any sort. We have a PA, and we've just acquired all this in the same way by making things happen and then buying stuff with it. We've put probably 10 kids a year for 20 years in hockey, right? This year, I think we're doing 10-ish again. Just a fairly significant number for minor hockey, because they need, even if the rich kids need somebody to play with, right? So it's a passion for my wife and I to do work, but it's not just for, and I think it's really important that focus on volunteers in the community, because they're free, for one. I mean, all you have to do is thank them and acknowledge them, and we get so much benefit from just them being there. And that's something that I think the recreation committee will be able to leverage in the future, and really generate a bit of a boom in volunteerism in the community. Just keep on doing what we're doing, but in another stage, I think we can do it. But 45 seconds is not enough to go into another topic. Well, I'll just shut up there.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So we're going to ask you the same 8 questions. We're going to start with the first question. All the first 4 questions were the ones on the agenda that you saw. So, and they're in alphabetical order, with Belinda going after me from our last names, and then using Pete and Belinda's first names. So I'm going to start off as, why do you want to be on council?
And as I said previously, the primary reason is, other than, just serving the community with blah, 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 standard, whatever. My kids and my grandkids live here. I want them to inherit a healthy community. I want them to thrive here. I want them to want to stay, really, And I also the rec committee angle, right? I really think that would benefit us all. And mostly, I mean, I really want to sit in meetings and pay bills. No, I don't. That's not what I want to do here. I want to be here for the development of the community.
Okay, thank you. Belinda, go ahead.
Okay, so what is the job description or purpose of a councilman?
So in addition to 3.1 of the procedure bylaws, we're representing the community, developing policies, determining which services the township provides. You guys have the procedure bylaws yourself. What it doesn't say is that a counselor, in my personal belief, should be a person that lives in the community, talks to people, gets the sense of what they want, comes to council, tries to figure out how to meet those needs. And direct the staff to, there's the ears and the eyes and the heart of the community. That's pretty much outside of the roles and responsibilities.
Okay, thank you. Peter, go ahead.
That's me vote for you.
Why? Yeah. Because I'm super cool. Because if your hopes for the future align with my own and my idea, I'm pretty clear, and you guys know I'm pretty upfront. I don't beat around the bush. I'm not gonna. But I really think that developing this recreation committee is something that I have a personal talent for. I think it's something that people want and that we can give them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Trejo.
Thank you. What skills and experiences would you be bringing to council table, Paul?
To the council, well, two terms of actually being counselor. I have, again, we developed the kids sport program from scratch. We took over minor hockey. My wife and I are very, we're a partnership, and we've done all these activities together. Minor hockey, we started with $0 in the bank. We had to take registration money and just to pay for the insurance cards every year. So our first goal was to generate enough funds to pay for the insurance cards up front, so we didn't have to be scrambling. And by the end of I think it was 10 years, we were doing that. We left Peter with $30,000 in the bank, and they were good to go. We while we were doing that, we mandated that each team would have to have 2 or 3 fun days where we used the canteen to generate extra money, and we paid for extra tournaments. So they, in addition to saving money, created more activities in the community and gave the kids more of the township. So I think that was the model that we built it on, and I think that's what we could continue. Did the same thing kids sport, and we did the same thing as rec community.
Thank you. So now this is 4 questions that you do not know what they're coming, but they're the same ones that were asked the previous candidate. So what main legislation does a municipality follow?
The municipal.
Okay, you're welcome to expound on that if you want.
I guess essentially government is tiered. So the country, each province has is under under the national oversight, and similarly municipalities are under the government of Ontario, which the Assessment Act and it's important to have structure in a group like this. Like if it's a terms of reference or a set of bylaws, it's the same thing. It's how we do things so that we know that we're doing it right. Because people have been there before us have said, well, these are the pitfalls you can run into if you don't follow, your procurement bylaws or your procedure bylaws. There's a reason. There's a reason why we have an agenda and everybody gets a chance to talk, because the key for council is that everybody gets their say. Everybody gets what they have on their mind on the table, so we can all consider it and make a group decision. The group decisions are critical. Every group I've ever been involved in, I've been surprised. Now, you go into them, not that I'm arrogant, but I always think I have the best idea. And I go into a group and we share our thoughts and ideas, and I come out consistently blown away by what other people brought to me.
Thank you. Belinda, go ahead.
At times, there can be items on the agenda that we personally do not agree with, but as council members, we are required to be objective and make the best decisions for the community. Do you feel that you can be objective and make that decision? And if so, please give us an example of a related situation that you have personally encountered.
That's a complicated question.
I know.
only have 2 minutes. So, yeah, I can be objective, and mostly, like I said before, if I come to the table and you guys all have, I expect that we're all gonna have different opinions, and I expect to be surprised at how good those opinions are. Part of being a good counselor or member of any board is being open-minded enough to hear what everybody else is saying without just trying to get your own point across, to be able to say, listen, I might not be right here. It's how I try to read when I'm reading anything. I try to put my brain in neutral. And I think it's important to do that. Everybody usually agrees with me. And so I'm trying to think, while I'm rambling on, trying to think of a situation where something happened, and I didn't agree with, and it's a tough one. There certainly must have been times where I wasn't completely in agreement, but usually I find that any of the board situations that I've been involved with, everybody comes around and massage it a little, like you have your opinion and you have yours and I have mine, and we'll compromise. So at the end of the day, if it's a hard, fast, yes or no, black and white situation,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
thank you. Peter, you're good to go.
Paul, what priority would you place on maintaining and possibly expanding our community's recreational facilities and programs? And how would you balance that with other budget demands?
Yeah, not having been party to current budget deliberations, only knowing the budget situation based on my personal taxes, there's more wrong with our taxes than just how much we spend. It's how the cost is distributed amongst us that could use some work. So that it's not it's not entirely a reflection of our financial situation, but I think you'd be remiss if you didn't acknowledge the fact that our taxes are probably double at least anybody else's taxes in Ontario. So in terms of expanding, I think our priority should be on looking after what we have now. Before we, buy a new sports car, if your truck needs work, I think we should prioritize what we have and then look at expansion, and I think it's important to the future of the community. Like I said, my grandchildren are gonna probably be here growing up, and if we want to retain youth, we have to figure out a way that we can do it while getting our taxes under control, because it's getting to be a significant burden. I understand the budget too.
Thank you.
Complicated question, 2 minutes.
Councillor Stefanik, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, what is your one vision for a community? Just one.
One vision.
Please.
Now we go from complicated to vague, but in terms of community, I think community generally just being together. When we had any event, people at any opportunity, any reason to get together, that's community. That's what I just love to feed people and just be together and spend time, enjoy each other's company. That's what community really is. And I think, the idea that has been, promoted, and primarily because I believe Cedar Point needs to be brought back to life, so to speak. It's never gone anywhere. It's just hasn't been cared for like we could. And and I think that could be community, instead of everyone going out to their camps, to their cottages and being gone and separate, we could be doing the same sort of things, but together as a community. That's my vision of community is that where we have regular opportunities to gather, be together, and just thrive on each other's company. Really, I'm a socialist,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's the end of our questions, and Manuel will escort you back upstairs.
Alrighty.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Paul.
We'll just wait for Manuel, let it come back, so she's part of hearing any discussion. Okay, is there any comments that council would like to make? Okay, there's no comment. And then we'll go directly to a vote.
First vote recorded is Mayor Cheryl Fort voting for Jon Peroff. The second vote recorded is Councillor Peter Kistemaker for Paul Stewart. The third vote is Councillor Drago Stefanik for Paul Stewart. And the fourth vote is for Jon Peroff from Belinda Kistemaker. So we have a tie.
Sound familiar there?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Okay, it's gonna go a bit different this time. So if we can inform, I'll go get Mr. Peroff, the Mr. Peroff, yes.
Okay.
And let them know
We're
that
ready?
there's been time, yeah.
Yes.
When are the bears supposed to sleep? I'm getting tired of going with my flashlight and playing guard up for the dogs every night. I thought they were usually sleeping by now.
Sure.
I mean, these ones are babies and they don't.
I know the same thing with the one now.
He's injured. He's
That makes it
confused.
worse.
He's healing well.
See,
They should be process of every meeting.
yeah,
They should have their location.
I just hope it's not in my backyard.
There should be fuller food for aeration. I looked at it the other day.
Yeah,
I guess obviously he's right now. Unfortunately.
Will not be.
yeah. Where they set up?
Hi, John.
Hello.
Welcome back.
What?
So we ended up with a tie vote. So there's two further questions that we're going to ask, and then we'll vote again. And you'll have the same amount of time, 2 minutes. At 30 seconds, you'll get a knock, and it'll ding after the 2 minutes expires. And the first question is, what local issues would you be addressing at a council level?
Can I push forward? Is that what?
The question is, what local issues would you be addressing at a council level?
One big issue I'd like is to see the roads fixed. That's an issue I find has been around for a long time. Needs to be addressed. The other one, finished projects that we've already started. One being things like the center of Ontario. I'd like to build a recreational center, getting that washroom thing, I guess it is, up at the park here. Getting that up and running. Things like that.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is, if council is considering a tax increase for the year 2026, how would you approach that subject? For or against? What is your reasoning?
Nobody likes to see their taxes increase. So if we were faced with that decision, it would have to be for something that was very significant and improve the community and the lives of all the residents here. I don't know what that would be precise, but we'd really have to work. It'd have to represent the community and be beneficial.
Okay, so just to summarize that so we understand, is so for or against, so you'd be for if it was beneficial, and again, like I'm not in, because you didn't really say for or against.
I would be for it if it proved to be beneficial to the community.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
You just say yes, no, or what?
Okay. So you'll have 2 minutes. We have 2 further questions to ask, and you'll have 2 minutes, the same as before. At 30 seconds, you'll get a knock, and then it'll expire at the end of the 2 minutes. And the first question is, what local issues would you be addressing at a council level?
I think not to sound like a broken record, but I think my main focus would be the recreation. I think I would love to head that up and apply the same principles that we applied to make things happen, get some money, try to get a grant and focus on Cedar Point for a start. That's the main thing, really. But other than that, it's not a secret. I haven't been here. You haven't seen me in the gallery. The reason for that is that I'm in or I'm out, and really, my philosophy is that if I'm not going to put up, then I'm going to shut up. And if somebody else is doing the job, if they're doing the job, and I'm going to go cut some firewood, have a good time. But if I'm in, then I'll roll up my sleeves and that's what
Okay, thank you. And the final question is, if council is considering a tax increase for the year 2026, how would you approach that subject? For or against? What is your reasoning?
Well, I've sat up for 8 budgets, and a 0% tax increase is a cut in taxes. If you're not considering inflation, then you're not, you're getting a cut. If council is considering a tax increase, boy, I hope it would be for a good reason. Like I said, I have a good job, and I don't have any trouble paying my taxes. But they are considerable, and if I didn't have a good job, I don't know if I'd be able to live here. And I mean, considering moving into pension is the taxes and the liabilities are an obvious concern of mine. I want it to be an affordable place for me to live with my grandchildren and my children. Well, I mean, without having seeing the whole picture, I would have to resist it, and my primary, as I explained already, I like to do things, but roll up my own sleeves, make some money. Say, okay, well, we could defray some of those increases by doing some of the work ourselves.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Paul. Now we'll take you back upstairs and. Okay, thank you. Okay, we've had 2 further questions posed to the candidates. And now we'll do a round table of the choice of candidate. I'm concerned we're gonna end up in a tie again, so I'm opening up the floor for council. Would you like to go, Peter?
Sure.
You're welcome to.
as we all know, both candidates are very well qualified, just through experience alone.
Definitely.
I work with Paul, I work with, John on a professional level. He's very good at his job out there, and I worked with him as a counselor, and he was very good on council. But and the Stewart tugging on my heart right now because I really truly believe what we're lacking in Hornepayne as far as recreation is concerned. We're not, let me rephrase that. We're the direction we're taking is we're not going roll like Paul says, roll your sleeves up and go at it. I think he could really bring something to the table with that. I think everything else is like you being the face of Hornepayne when we're out of town is doing an amazing job. I just with his connection with the scene and whatnot, I really think he could help us go in the direction that I personally, and I'm only 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, but I personally would like that our community to see. And I worked with him in the past with the Hornepayne Minor Hockey, being the president myself for 11 years. And I don't know, I could just see what he can bring. And as I also see what Paul, in the past, the first 4 years, I really enjoyed working with Jon Peroff. I've said this to many people that he would always, I would say my point and he'd come in 90 degrees. And like, thank God, because it gives you a different perspective. But the overall, that's why I'm still gonna vote for Paul.
Okay. Belinda Drago?
Yeah, I show, man, no problem.
Okay.
Both candidates are good. I mean, they're close in some areas. What I'm voting for Paul again. The reason is I like his community spirit. I like his theme. I like his vision. That really stood out to me. And he has proven over and over the last 15 years where not only brings the community together, he brings volunteers to do the event. And the people from candidate celebrations to autism to all those things that he did, and no disrespect to anyone else. He put his heart and soul into what he was doing. And I respect that. That's what I'm saying with Paul.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Belinda, go ahead.
So I'm looking at this a total different way. We are in term until next fall. So during that time, both candidates are great, for sure. I feel with Stewart, Paul Stewart's enthusiasm, I feel bringing him on council at the moment is not a good fit for him. I would rather see him start the recreation committee within Hornepayne and get that going. Because I think council at the moment and everything that we've been dealing with, we're just gonna bring him down. And I want him to run. John, he was part of our term previous, and he was part of where we had started all these projects and we want to finish them. And he mentioned making sure these projects get finished. So I think he kind of knows what we started off with when we first got on. And hey, if we're all gonna be off until next year, why not let him finish? And because he's still talking about everything that we need to get done. And that's how I'm looking at it at the moment.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks for the insight. The way I approached it, from the first and then the second questions actually solidified my mind in it, was we as a council created 2 committees of council. And to come in, I think, I like what Belinda, I didn't even take that into consideration about minimizing someone's enthusiasm, because I don't see creating a recreation committee in the next year. But that's something that someone can run on and be elected for to do that. Also, I am deeply concerned about the funds towards Cedar Point. We have budget restraints, and I'm concerned about that. I'm not saying that it's something that couldn't be done, but to realistically think it's going to be done in the next, 10 months, that might get us off course and maybe further complicate matters we're dealing with at the township. So I was looking at it more of just what our council had put forward and how we were moving forward, and what some of the ideas I think are great ideas that Paul Stewart brings forward. And I think those are things that the community could do in the future for sure. But currently, I'm concerned about us ensuring that we have the funds available to wrap up what we have currently on the go. And yeah, that's where I'm sitting on it. So, any further discussion on that before we vote?
Just a comment, I think all of us have valid views on it, and, both, from the perspective of candidate, they're both very, insightful and bring their own unique, outlook towards the group, like towards the team.
I agree.
Because we have to, that's why there's 4 counselors, is just so we get the different views of the township and bringing them to this table.
Right. I agree. So from saying that, it just consciously as the mayor, I feel like if I'm voting for one candidate that's bringing all new ideas that don't fit with what we're currently doing, I feel like I'm voting outside of council decisions that we've already made. And just to clarify, we end up with a tie vote again. We will deliberate and
Yes, and then if it's not looking like it will change, perhaps we can,
Do by law.
yeah, take a recess so I can, draft up the motion if council wants to do it by law.
okay. That would work. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Councillor.
I have to make a comment.
Okay.
I've been here for a while, both sides of the fence, or the table. There are 5 members of council. Over the 11 years I brought up some issues, they were not accepted. So just because a council has a lot of energy and effort, it doesn't mean it's going to be approved by the rest of the members of council. Whatever the committee, whatever the idea, whatever the thought. So we vote on the issues. If the person sways enough members for that specific issue, well, yeah, then that person did the right job. Convince the other members. But we have all a say, whatever. I can't run along and set up another committee. I tell through the council. If council feels that's unfit, I'll drop the issue. And Paul did say he does listen 2 or 3 times where he sees, oh, you know, the guy had the best ideas, but then he comes out of the meeting and says, wow, everybody else has good ideas. So, I mean, that's the way I come from that angle. And just, you know, I could have 7 ideas tomorrow morning for tomorrow night meeting, and doesn't mean it's gonna be accepted by the majority of council. And that's where the buck stops on the table here when we vote on it.
Okay, thank you
Thank
for that.
you.
Okay, so we'll vote and we'll do the same thing. Your name, the candidate's name and signature, and then we'll put the vote. And if we need a recess, for Jen to take some time, we will.
First, I have Councillor Peter Kistemaker, who voted for Paul Stewart. Mayor Cheryl Fort, who voted for Jon Peroff. Councillor Drago Stefanik, who voted for Paul Stewart. And Councillor Belinda Kistemaker, who voted for Jon Peroff. So again, it's
Okay. So we'll take a 10-minute recess. You can figure out how we do that legally. And we'll convene back at 5 after, is that long enough? At 5 after 7? Hopefully, okay. Can we text Dwayne and just let the candidates know
To
that,
come downstairs, both of them?
no, they can just stay and,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go up and let them know. Do we need a box? Are you
We're back in the meeting, okay. So, Jen, you wanna give us an update of what you found?
Sure. As, the tie vote happened twice, rather than continue to debate and have likely a tie vote, I am recommending to council that, we move forward, with a tiebreaker by lot, wherein we would put the candidates' names on a piece of paper each, put them in a box. I will pull a name. Whoever's name is pulled will be appointed to council. If council is in agreement with this, I do have a motion to authorize that, as it is not part of our vacancy policy.
Okay. Do you wanna read the motion out and then I can get you
Sure.
a mover and a seconder, will you do it again?
Sure. So the motion is, be it resolved that council shall break the tie by lot to fill the vacancy as conducted by the clerk.
We're good with that?
Yep.
Any further discussion or comments from council? Okay, if I can get a mover and a seconder, please, moved by Councilor Stewart, second by Councilor Belinda Christopher.
Be it resolved that council shall break the tie by lot to fill the vacancy as conducted by the clerk.
Okay, those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, we'll bring them down now, and do we have 2 pens for them?
Yes.
Oops. Let me check them.
I'm hearing, ready to go.
Everyone's getting their stuff in tonight. But for me,
You drive your car through the winter, eh? Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Just put the winter tires on.
Yeah,
Is that all-wheel drive?
yes.
Cooper just put his Mustang away, taking up the front part of the garage now.
Oh.
I got rid of one son with a job. As soon as Mackenzie got a job, it started filling up with toys. He moved. Now the other one's coming with. And Cooper's toys take up more square footage.
Good problems to have.
Yeah, yeah.
That didn't work out very good.
No.
Poor parents. Things we do for our children.
Things we're forced to do for ourselves. Tina would disagree with that. She'd be like, you don't always say anything for Cooper.
Tom Russell?
Yeah.
As long as it's between the two of you.
Yeah.
As you'll see, there are 2 pieces of paper and 2 pens. I request that each of you write your name on a piece of paper, fold it, and place it in the box.
Put a 20 inside too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just-
council
just one
did
on
2 votes, we were tied on
Right,
4
right.
votes, and we passed a motion to have it, a resolution to pick the candidate by this,
You're
Method.
kidding, right? We're not there again, are we?
Why, when has this ever happened?
Yeah, how is this even?
and Jen will pull the name, and the candidate pulled will be the new council.
Good.
I want to say to both of you, thank you for participating tonight. It's been great. I'm glad to see the enthusiasm.
Wayne should above your head. Wayne should hold it up above your head. Oh, true. Yep. And
What a muffin.
Jon Peroff.
There you go. Congratulations, John.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
You're
Thanks for your
welcome.
time, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we're done. Nice to meet you.
I don't.
Yeah,
know.
please.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yes, I understand. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm here till Friday. End of day.
Thanks, and sorry I missed you.
No worries.
Okay, take care.
Hey, Paul.
Okay, so we do have a few housekeeping items. The first is the motion to appoint. So if I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Curtis Bennett, second by Councillor Peter Kissmaker, that Jon Peroff be appointed as councillor for the Township of Hornepayne for the remainder of the 2022 to 2026 term of council. Those in favor? And that is carried. Welcome, Jon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we do have a bylaw. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Peter Kissmaker, second by Councillor Belinda Kissmaker. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2172-25, being a bylaw to appoint a councillor to the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne for the remainder of the 2022-2026 term of office, be hereby read a first and second time, be considered read a third time, and finally passed. You want to speak to that bylaw, Jeff?
Sure. You can see the bylaw on the agenda. It is just a general bylaw to appoint to council. Mr. Peroff's, now Councillor Peroff's name, will be added to the bylaw prior to signing.
Okay. So I did get a mover and a seconder for that, I guess.
Yes.
Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, now we have some declarations to fill out.
Yes.
The first is the declaration of office. Go ahead, Jen.
So there's two ways that this can be done. I can read it out and have you agree, or you can read it out fully. It's up to you.
You can read it out.
Okay. Do you, Jon Peroff, sorry, let me. Having been duly appointed by council to the office of councillor in the municipality of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne, solemnly promise and declare that you will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of your knowledge and ability, that you have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any improper manner, that you will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act, and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And do you make this promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. I will have you sign.
Okay. And our next item is 12.2 is the acknowledge and acceptance of the code of conduct for members of council and local boards. Go ahead, Jen.
So this is something new to council that I am recommending be brought, and I'm recommending that each member of council fills out one of these acknowledgements tonight. This has become common practice in my research when I created the updated vacancy policy. It is common practice to have an acknowledgement and acceptance of the code of conduct and essentially what the code of conduct represents, so that it is to adhere to the accountability and transparency principles of the Municipal Act. So this is up to council if you would like to complete these forms. I did just want to bring it because it is a common practice now. And I did confirm with the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing that this is acceptable, and just up to council if it's something they would be interested.
Okay, let's hand over the papers and council can.
And it is also on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
So there would be no motion or anything related to this. We'd sign and hand them back in. Okay.
This is mine.
I gave my pen there, so there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're done. You're welcome. Okay, that's all the housekeeping items for this evening and everything is done. I'm not missing anything, no? Okay, we'll move ahead then with the confirmatory bylaw. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Peter Kistemaker, second by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that bylaw number 217325, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at their special meeting held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, be hereby read a first and second time, be considered read a third time, and finally passed. Those in favor? And that is carried. And can I get a mover and a seconder for the adjournment? Moved by Councillor Greg Bennett, second by Councillor Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that council does hereby adjourn the special meeting of council held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 7:18 PM. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, thank you, council. See you all tomorrow. Yeah, see everyone